Well, here it is repainted. I did 2 pretty light coats in order to avoid mottling. I did my best to make sure the atomization was proper in order to lay down smooth coats, and it would seem I did a good job, at least getting the color consistent. I don't see any splotchiness. I don't really see any tiger stripes or anything on the roof anymore. There might be some slight striping on the deck lid. And I think that there are some on the hood. Yeah, you can probably see it. There's probably some on the hood. But it came out better than it did the first time. But the major downside is that by spraying it so light, it seems that I inadvertently sprayed it pretty dry. And because I sprayed it dry, the orange peel is just unreal. And it just makes it look terrible, especially on the quarters. So, it seems like I traded one imperfection for the other, because now the striping is gone. I was able to get out almost all the defects. I don't have any sweat drips really anywhere, and the bugs are limited to non-existent. It does seem like I have a few specks of dust here and there. I honestly can't even tell with the orange peel at this point if it's dust or orange peel. I really think the only defect that I had, which I'm not even sure where it came from, honestly, I have rags stuffed in my mask in order to avoid any issues with water. But one drop of water sprayed out right there, and it's mostly hidden under the second coat, but yeah, I mean, after that second coat, it doesn't look that bad. So I don't know, just the orange peel is killing me. I mean, it's certain. I think it's probably good enough to reassemble, but I mean, if my first job was a D+, this is also a D+, but for an entirely different reason. So I have no idea what it'll look like in the sun, but the color is consistent. It's smooth. Well, the bodywork part is smooth. The the actual paint is not. And then it does look like a couple of bugs landed here and there, but it looks like that was only on top of the last coat, so those should probably be able to get swiped off pretty easy after this finishes being dry to the touch. So I'll be able to get this unmasked soon, but it looks terrible, but for a different reason. But yeah, if that gives you any idea how bad the orange peel is. But at least it's one color and it's protected and it won't rust, so we'll get that going for me. So we'll get this unmasked in a few hours. Hopefully it won't rip off anything. And the only other nice things I can say, I suppose, is that the place where there was a spot repair right here, and not a spot repair, but a dent repair right here where the paint sank in a little bit. That's covered now. There's still a little bit of slight waviness, which you can see in the reflection, but you'd have to go looking for it. I honestly don't know. It's so bizarre because I turned down the paint probably 2 turns in, which is, you know, similar to like a 50% paint output. And I guess I just was the thing that you're supposed to get when you spray metallics is you need it to go on a little bit lighter, and apparently if you go too light, you get terrible orange peel. So again, I think it's passable, but who knows, after I reassemble everything, I might respray it next summer again. But the only bright side of all of this is that even though I had a lot of wasted paint while I was trying to figure out the correct reduction, because this original reduction was I think a little over 10%, maybe 15%. This was closer to 20 or 25, and I just figured it might have been drying too soon. I need a little bit of extra reducer so that it wouldn't dry before it hit the panel, but that it really seemed to help. Or the orange peel was already so bad on the first layer that maybe it did help and you just really couldn't tell. But I at least have a probably a third of a gallon to be able to repaint the door hinges. So I bought some new ones because door hinges are put on without any type of paint on them on the back sides, and because of that, the door hinges were kind of rusty and not great. And if I'm going through all the trouble of reassembling it now, I might as well spend a little bit of money to make sure that the door hinges are cleaned and painted and matched, and the bushings in them are just fine. The only other nice thing that I was able to get done out of this was that I was able to paint these screws, which go again in here, which hold the door window in. So when you pop the door open, you'll be able to see paint match screws, which is pretty nice. So I was also kind of surprised at the amount of trash, because I cleaned this very thoroughly. I had the whole ventilation system set up to make sure everything was clean in here, and it just, some panels, particularly this door, just end up getting a lot of dust in it. But yeah, we'll get this unmasked here soon and see how it looks all unmasked. Thanks for watching, guys.